Hello, my name is Barb Williams, and I work in the External and Regulatory Affairs Department for the National Board for Certification in Occupational Therapy. And on behalf of NBCOT, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to participate in your Academic Leadership Council meeting. I'd like to get started by sharing some data regarding the certification examinations. 2019 new grad pass rates. This includes scores of students who took the exam within 1 year of graduation. These rates have been consistent for the past couple of years, and as you can see, there were 870 OTD students who tested in 2019 with a new graduate pass rate of 99%. 7,057 master's degree students also took the OTR exam in 2019 with an NG pass rate of 98%. And 4,665 OTA students took the COTA exam with an NG pass rate of 89%. Information on 2020 pass rates will be reported in the first quarter of 2021. So now let's look at new graduate pass rate trends. This table shows the percentage of programs who've reached that 80% or over threshold indicated by AOTA for NG pass rates. So from 2017 to 2019, you can see 100% of OTD programs met that 80% threshold. For master's programs in 2017 and 2018, 99%. Met the 80% or over NG pass rate threshold. And in 2019, it was 96%. In 2017, 90% of the OTA students, OTA programs rather, met the 80% NG pass rate. In 2018, it was 89%, and in 2019, it was 85%. So now let's look at NG reporting. Obviously, one of the many challenges presented by the pandemic, one of the many challenges was in regard to NG reporting, as some new graduates were pushed outside of their NG period. Subsequently, there was concern this could potentially impact program pass rate data. So we at NBCOT suggested an extension to AOTA. Now keep in mind the extension takes into account time lost when prometric test centers were closed and time it may have taken for candidates to reschedule testing appointments once test centers reopened. With this in mind, the NG reporting period was changed as follows. Graduates who first started their NG period in March, April, May, June, or July of 2019, so March through July of 2019, will be included in the 2020 NG data if they test one time between the end of their original NG period and October 31, 2020. This is the exact statement that was included in the recent Program Director newsletter distributed by NBCOT. It is important for you to communicate this October 31st deadline to graduates of your programs who may be affected, and to do that communication as soon as possible. Of course, this will then allow their exams to be included in your 2020 NG data. So testing during the pandemic obviously presented challenges as well. Let's start by looking at the impacts and outcomes. The impact to testing was experienced at the height of the pandemic earlier this year. Prometric, as you know, announced closures of all its test centers in mid-March, and they remained closed for 6 weeks. This action was obviously necessary to meet executive orders issued by governors across the country regarding social distancing. And as you know, thousands of students had exam appointments canceled. So we at NBCOT worked quickly to attempt to lessen the impact for candidates, for students. These are the measures we took and that continue to be in place. We worked with Prometric to ensure that NBCOT exams were classified as essential so that when Prometric first reopened, they would be offering NBCOT exams. We waived the fees to reissue authorization to test letters, and we also extended ATT letters from being active for 90 days to being active for 180 days. Exam applications, which were previously valid for 3 months, were extended to being valid for 6 months. And additional score release dates were added June through August. And we continue to advocate when necessary for students who are impacted by site closures or cancellations that may occur due to government restrictions and social distancing. Once testing resumed on May 1st and more test centers reopened, Prometric expanded their hours and their capacity. Between May 1st and August 31st, there were 3,561 OTR exams administered and 1,605 COTA exams administered. So while overall administrations are down slightly from 2019 due to some delays in graduation, we were quick to regain traction after test centers reopened. This chart shows the 2019-2020 comparison from January through August on OTR exams, with the blue line indicating the 2019 exam administrations and the red line indicating 2020 exam administrations. And as you can see, they are fairly close in number. Now this chart shows the 2019-2020 comparison from January through August for the COTA exams. Again, the blue line is the 2019 exam administrations and the red line 2020 exams. We do see COTA exam administrations lower than OTR exams at this point in time. We understand there are students who are still waiting to finish their coursework, field work, and waiting to take the exam. So now let's move into another topic, electronic transcripts. So the transition to remote work and also the inability to access mail during these times of the pandemic have clearly demonstrated the benefits of electronic transcripts. Electronic transcripts received by NBCOT by us are processed more seamlessly and quicker. 65% of OT and OTA programs currently have students whose transcripts are sent electronically. So with delays in mail received by the United States Postal Service or other traceable mail, there's no guarantee when we at NBCOT will receive students' transcripts or when we can then process these transcripts. Of course, this can result in significant delays to approvals of their exams applications, as well as delays in ATT letters being issued. So we would ask that if your program does not submit electronic transcripts, that you work with your registrar toward this option if at all possible. We accept transcripts that are transferred using a secure and verifiable service or clearinghouse. These include Parchment, eScript, and National Student Clearinghouse. Electronic transcripts should be sent to transcripts@nbcot.org. Again, please work with your registrar to have transcripts sent electronically if that is at all possible. This will decrease delays as well as issues with mail, and will then help your students schedule their exam much faster. Okay, we have some news we would like to share regarding the OTKE. Hopefully everyone is familiar with the OTKE, which is the Occupational Therapy Knowledge Exam. This is an online cohort-based test, and it's designed to assist with analyzing your students' performance related to the validated domains and tasks for entry-level practice or the content of the exam. Currently, we have an OTR, OTKE, and a COTA, OTKE. The current OTR, OTKE, contains 100 multiple choice items. The COTA, OTKE also includes 100 items. Some of these are 6-option multi-select items and others are regular multiple choice questions. We are launching 2 new OTKEs for master's and doctoral programs. Both new OTR OTKEs will include 3 clinical simulation test questions, as well as 170 multiple choice questions. This will then mirror the format and flow of the actual NBCOT examination. Remember that the OTKE provides feedback on performance related to the nationally validated entry-level practice domains. So this should be a good representation. These OTKEs should be a good representation of the exam experience. NBCOT is transitioning the OTKE to an in-house platform, and as a result, the original 100-item OTKEs that are still available will go down in price. The 2 new OTR OTKEs, those full 3 clinical simulations and 170 multiple choice that mirror the certification exam, will be $25 each. Okay, another topic. Next, we wanted to touch upon this very serious issue with you, especially since we have seen an increase in cheating behaviors during the exam. I'm going to show you 3 images that have been blurred since they contain actual content copied from the exam by students. These are examples of 3 separate instances of individuals writing on their hands. These students are from 3 different programs as well. So this is the first photo of actual exam content written on a student's hand. This is from a second student, and this is a third student. So as you can imagine, cheating is not tolerated during the certification examinations, just as it's not tolerated while students are in your programs. Students, they just really need to understand Prometric test centers have proctors monitoring them and have cameras recording test taking. So it can really be quite shocking to see students attempting to cheat during the examinations. You know, as part of the application, students attest to the NBCOT Code of Conduct, and obviously cheating violates that code. So please emphasize to your students how important it is for them to read and understand what they are signing. So what happens if a student cheats? Students who are caught cheating during the exam will have their exam attempt immediately terminated. A sanction of ineligibility to retake the exam will also be imposed. For example, this sanction could be that a student is deemed unable to retake the exam for a year. Students who cheat or who even attempt to cheat are putting their future on hold and at risk. I mean, that's obvious. And they need to understand the ramifications of deciding to cheat. So now we're going to talk about copyright infringements and students. So it's important that students understand that NBCOT study tools and exam items are protected by copyright laws. And this means that they can't be copied or shared for personal or public use. Any students, any individuals who are found in violation of copyright laws may face disciplinary and/or legal action. We do have a video on our website that addresses copyright infringement as well as cheating, and we would ask that you would join us in attempting to educate your students on these issues by having your students watch this video. I'm not sure if you remember the OTKE Quizlet issue last year. In case you don't, it involved a student who posted the entire OTKE, that is all 100 questions, on an online study app. And this app is public. So obviously this was a copyright infringement. The student involved was deemed unable to take the exam for 1 year. Obviously, this also disrupted programs' abilities to use the OTKE, as we needed to take this OTKE down since it was compromised. NBCOT has had 8 instances in the past year of copyright infringement, and that's just instances that we were made aware of. So students who make poor choices, such as copyright infringement or cheating, as I said before, putting their futures at risk. They could be delaying their exam application, have their scheduled exams canceled, have their exam results held until they go through our disciplinary action process. They could have sanctions imposed on their certification, or even have their certification withheld. So when the opportunity arises, we would ask that you please take the time to cover this information with your students. We just don't want students getting caught up in this and getting in this situation. So now I'm going to share some information on NBCOT's new student outreach initiative. So with the cancellation of conference this year, and then the inability of NBCOT to travel to state association meetings and give student presentations, we wanted to provide an opportunity for program directors, faculty, and students to obtain information about NBCOT, the exam application process, preparing for the exam, and what to expect on test day. So in April, we distributed a survey to program directors asking if they would like for NBCOT to present to their students. We had 169 programs respond, indicating they would like to have a presentation. And in May, we then launched our virtual presentation initiative. To date, we have completed over 96 presentations to individual programs, and we've reached over 2,100 students. We've received tremendous feedback from program directors, faculty, and students. These folks have indicated the content provided, as well as the opportunities to ask NBCOT staff questions directly, that this has been helpful. It's been informative. So we are currently working on plans for our 2021 virtual student presentations. So just know that more information will be coming soon on that. Earlier this year, NBCOT launched 2 new awards. So I want to tell you a little bit about those. The NBCOT Innovation Award. This is for OT practitioners who offer evidence-based, effective, and innovative programs or interventions that enhance the quality of life for individuals. We also have the NBCOT Impact Award. And this award is for OT practitioners who demonstrate exceptional professional commitment through dedication, hard work, and outstanding OT skills to improve clients' life satisfaction. So those chosen to receive these awards obviously will be given the award, and then they will also be featured in a spotlight of an NBCOT publication. We will have a press release, and their NBCOT certification renewal will be free of charge. These awards will be issued twice a year, once in the spring and then once in the fall. And an announcement will be coming in the near future about these awards being issued. You can find all the details on our website at nbcot.org/awards. With that, I would like to encourage you to follow us on social media to stay connected with NBCOT and to just get news and information about certification. And I'd like to thank you for your time. I hope you all have a great meeting.